So we have seen this Colles fascia attachments. Now we are going to see the superficial perineal pouch. So what is the superficial perineal pouch? I told you the area between the Colles fascia, isn't it? And the area between the perineal membrane. The area between these 2 points is nothing but superficial perineal pouch. Okay, it's an interfacial space stretching across the pubic arch. I'll show you in the next picture, which is situated below the perineal membrane. This is inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm, as Imad told us, no, this word inferior layer. Okay, so this below the inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm is nothing but perineal membrane. 2 names it has. Okay, so this superficial perineal pouch is closed from all the sides except in front. This the other picture will help us to understand more clearly, not this one also. This is the superficial perineal pouch. What is the superior boundary? Above it is bounded by what? Perineal membrane. Below it is bounded by Colles fascia. So between these two, whatever we have is the superficial perineal pouch. Okay. Now let us see the boundaries of the superficial perineal pouch from the pelvic outlet direction. One diagram I put, and this is the coronal section of the pelvis. 2 diagrams for our better understanding, so that you understand the boundaries easily. See here. Now the boundaries are above. From this picture we know, like the superficial perineal pouch is bounded superiorly above by the perineal membrane, below by the Colles fascia. Then on each side, this is all superficial perineal pouch area. On each side you will find the inner surface of ischiopubic ramus. Inner surface of ischiopubic ramus. Behind this, what is the name of the muscle we have here? I said, do you remember? Superficial transversus perineum. Isn't it? Superficial transversus perineum. That means behind it is bounded by superficial transversus perineum, where it will be fusing with this membrane, that is the perineal membrane. That means the 2 layers will fuse. That means one below the other. Suppose here you have the superficial perineum. Okay. Over down we have Colles fascia, and above we have perineal membrane. Both of them will slip down. This is one and this is one. Both of them are fusing behind. Okay. So both layers will come, they just come like this and fuse. Suppose this is perineal membrane and below is Colles fascia. So in the middle, suppose we have the superficial transversus perineum muscles. 2 membranes, they are coming and fusing like this. The above membrane is perineal membrane, below membrane is Colles fascia. Okay. Okay, beta. So that is behind you are finding the superficial transversus perineum. You will see the perineal membrane and Colles fascia will fuse. And in front, this is the front part where we have pubic symphysis area that is actually open. Okay, so these are the boundaries of superficial perineal pouch. Superficial perineal pouch itself is 5 marks question, very, very important. Okay. So what is the superior boundary? Perineal membrane. What is the inferior boundary? Colles fascia. These boundaries are clearly seen in coronal plane. The other boundaries are seen from the pelvic outlet view. Okay, on either side, each side it is bounded by ischiopubic ramus. Behind it is bounded by the superficial transversus perineum. Suppose this is the superficial transversus perineal membrane, and Colles fascia will slide down and they fuse. Okay, that is in front. So this is the front part of the superficial perineal pouch, which is open. Okay. So again, this area is all superficial perineal pouch. What are the muscles you are finding in superficial perineal pouch? Read and tell me. You are finding bulbospongiosum. And 2 ischio.
Ischio-cavernous muscle.
Levator ani is not better, please. Okay, nice. I have asked you. Levator ani is higher up. That forms pelvic diaphragm. No way concerned here. Only this area. Let us go slowly and try to understand. Okay. This is, ये एक है बेटा bulbous spongiosum and this one is ischiocavernosus. Okay beta, only these muscles. Okay, it takes time. Perineum is tough topic, no problem. I'm going slowly, that's why. Okay, see, this picture helps us as though we are doing dissection now. You are lifting the perineal membrane. You are lifting the perineal membrane. Once you lift the perineal membrane, you will see a deep perineal pouch. Deep perineal pouch. Okay, below superficial transversus perineae, we will have deep transversus perineae. That means this muscle is a deep transversus perineae, and urethra, surrounding the urethra, we have sphincter urethrae. Again, there also you are finding membrane, no? That is the superior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. That means we have one superior fascia of urogenital diaphragm, inferior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Between the two fascia, you have deep perineal pouch. This black mouse, whatever you are finding, is deep perineal pouch. That means here muscles are nothing but contents of deep perineal pouch. Outside is the perineal membrane, inside is the superior layer or the superior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Perineal membrane is also called as inferior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Okay, so that's how this is all deep perineal pouch. This area is deep perineal pouch. Okay, but before we go to deep perineal pouch, let us see what are the contents of superficial perineal pouch. Name the muscles.
Bulbous spongiosum.
Very good. And
Ischiocavernosus.
excellent. Okay, bulbospongiosus and ischiocavernosus are the muscles. Okay, we will also find vessels. Okay,
Ma'am, where is ischiocavernosus? Which one?
this is muscle beta. We will discuss origin insertion. These are the muscles of perineum. Name of the muscle, ischiocavernosus is the name of the muscle. First picture I have shown you, the muscles. Bulbospongiosus is also name of the muscle. Superficial transversus perineae is name of
Yes,
muscle.
ma'am.
Like that. All these are names of muscles. We will find vessels. We will.
Your voice is getting cut. I can't hear you.
My voice is not clear. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Please ask if my voice is not clear. Okay, because my server is down and I'm using mobile network. Okay, so we have muscles, vessels, nerves, and other structures. Now you asked me, Ritika, just now. See, this is the ischiocavernosus muscle. Can you hear me? This is ischiocavernosus. This is bulbospongiosus. This is superficial transversus perineae. Okay. What is the meeting point of all muscles called as? Where I kept the arrow now.
Perineal body.
Excellent.
Perineal body.
Very good. Perineal body. What is the name of this muscle on either side? Levator ani. Levator ani. Okay. So now see, we are comparing male and female. Both the sexes, same muscles we will see. Okay. What are the muscles we have? See, this is one muscle. What is the first muscle? Superficial transversus perineal muscle. Whether it is male or whether it is female, same muscle. Superficial transversus perineal. What is the name of this muscle? I said bulbospongiosus. Okay. Bulb of the penis. This is penis. And this is the vestibule of the female perineum. Vestibule is opening. This is one bulbospongiosus. This side we will have one more bulbospongiosus. 2 in number. Superficial also 2 in number. Okay. What is the name of this muscle? I said, Ritika. Ischiocavernosus. Can you hear me? Ischiocavernosus. Okay. So all these muscles are supplied by perineum region. Blindly try to remember. It is supplied by perineal nerve. Okay, muscular branches of perineal nerve. Okay, this is male and this is female perineum. Okay, now let us see. I told you we will discuss the origin, insertion, nerve supply. Nerve supply is all perineal nerve and action of each muscle. So first is you have this ischiocavernosus. Origin is it is coming from this area, the ischiopubic ramus. Okay, and in case of males, this area is actually crus penis. Okay, the muscle is going like this and getting inserted into the penis. Okay, that is the crus penis. And in case of females also, I told you this point is clitoris corresponding to the penis. In case of females, this area is clitoris. You see the ischiocavernosus of right side and left side. Okay, they get inserted into the clitoris. Okay, it helps in the erection of penis and clitoris. Okay, now coming to this muscle. What is the name of this muscle? I said superficial.
Superficial
Ah,
perineal muscle.
very good. Superficial transversus perineae, also called as transversus perineae superficialis. Okay. Now, from this picture you can make out it is originating from the ramus of ischium. The insertion point is this interlacing point. What is the name of this point? Insertion.
Perineal body.
Very good. Perineal body. Okay. Action is it fixes perineal body. It holds the perineal body. Okay. So it is supplied pudendal nerve or perineal branch is same thing. Okay, you need not worry. We will elaborate again. Then this is bulb, both in both males and females. Of course, very well developed in males. Bulbospongiosus. Okay, origin it is coming from this point. What is the name of this point? Perineal
Perineal body.
And are you finding there is one median partition white line? White line. Okay, this is actually median raphe. Okay, so that is the origin of bulbospongiosus, perineal body and median raphe. Now let us see the insertion. The posterior fibers, these are the posterior fibers, they are inserted in this membrane. Inferior fascia of urogenital diaphragm is also called as perineal membrane. So posterior fibers go to the perineal membrane. Middle fibers will go into the penis corpora spongiosa. While telling male external genitalia, I told you we have one corpora spongiosa and two corpora cavernosa. Cavernosa is actually cavern. These muscles, ischiocavernosus continuation will be corpora cavernosa, and in between we have the corpora spongiosa, where you have the urethral opening. Okay, middle fibers are going to the corpora spongiosa. Then anterior fibers will go into the entire body of the penis and they get inserted on the dorsal aspect of the penis. Very, very important muscles in males. This is the bulbospongiosus. Okay, it helps in erection and all. Okay, that is bulbospongiosus. In females, it is little small. Okay, origin is perineal body insertion. So the fibers are where are they getting inserted? So in case of females, they get inserted into the clitoris. Okay. Action of bulbospongiosus, I told you, erection of penis and clitoris. Okay. And in case of males, it also helps in the expulsion of the drops of urine from urethra. Okay. That is. Now coming to, I told you we have muscles, we have vessels, and we have nerves. Isn't it? So what are the vessels we find in the superficial perineal pouch? Try to remember the names. We have, in case of males, posterior scrotal vessels, and in case of females, labial, labia majora, labia minora, like that. Labial vessels. These are the branches of internal pudendal artery, which in turn is a branch of internal iliac artery. Okay. We also have transverse perineal vessels, branches of scrotal or internal pudendal. Try to remember the names, very, very important. Superficial perineal pouch itself is completely very important. Now, so many nerves we will see in this perineal region. That's why perineum is very pain sensitive region. During the time of labor and delivery, lot of pain is there, and during the process of anesthesia, pudendal block, we will block this nerve only, pudendal nerve. Very like a lot of pain is being conveyed through this nerve only. So what are the nerves we see here? Perineum region, very simple, at least you try to remember perineal nerve. More specific, scrotal branches in males, labial branches in females. Okay, perineal branch of posterior femoral cutaneous nerves. Okay, nerve of penis or nerve of clitoris. Okay, so in case of males, you will use the word bulb of penis, and in case of females, we have urethra and vagina openings, and the nerves which are supplying urethra and vagina are found as parts of the contents of superficial perineal pouch. Okay, so I was talking about this pudendal nerve block, isn't it? Pudendal nerve is like we find coming from the sacral plexus, and this is the nerve which is blocked while we are doing the you call it as episiotomy. That I kept the slides, we will see what is that. Now the fifth thing, see, we are going stepwise. We have seen skin, we have seen fatty layer, we have seen membranous layer, which is called as Pulle's fascia. We have finished the superficial perineal pouch. Now, what is the name of this membrane? Fifth one.
Deep.
Perineal membrane.
Perineal membrane. What is the other name? Imad?
Deep
Inferior
urogenital
layer
diaphragm.
Inferior
Inferior layer of
urogenital.
urogenital diaphragm.
Very good. This is the inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm, also called as perineal membrane. The membrane, see, two sections I kept. This is the pelvic outlet where you are seeing exclusively perineal membrane. Okay, this is coronal plane where you are finding all these structures in order stepwise from outside to inside. Skin, fascia, superficial, deep perineal pouches, pelvic diaphragm and all. Okay, now to discuss, now see here, this perineal membrane is a strong sheet of fascia which is extending between the superficial perineal pouch and deep perineal pouch. The shape of this membrane is, it's triangular in shape and it is very tough in females because root of the penis is attached here and associated perineal muscles, especially bulbospongioses. Just now you saw posterior fibers are getting inserted in the perineal membrane in case of males, isn't it? Yes or no? Posterior fibers of the bulbospongioses are getting inserted in the perineal membrane. That's why perineal membrane is very well developed in case of males. Got it? Okay. It is tough, strong in male, due to the attachment of root of penis and associated perineal muscle, especially which muscle? Bulbospongiosus. Okay. Then so many structures will pierce the perineal membrane. Whatever contents you saw as superficial perineal pouch, obviously they should come from inside to outside, no? Pudendal nerve, perineal nerve, pudendal artery branches, scrotal vessels, labial vessels. That means they have actually started from internal iliac artery as branches. They have actually started from sacral plexus. They are piercing the superficial layer, urogenital diaphragm, deep inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm, and then entering into the superficial perineal pouch. You should be more logical. Otherwise, by hearting becomes difficult. Structures which are coming from inside the body are coming and supplying outside. That's why you see same names will come. Suppose this is all perineal membrane, this green line. Here white color has been shown. No, this is Chaurassius picture where you can see, because what perineal membrane is again separate question. 5 marks or 3 marks it will come. We should talk about its attachments and then we should know what are the structures piercing. So if you practice this diagram, you can write in your own words. You are finding dorsal, deep dorsal vein of penis, dorsal nerves of penis. You are finding dorsal artery of penis, a deep artery of penis. In case of females, you have to use the word clitoris in case of penis. Okay, urethral artery in both the sexes. Okay, artery of bulb of penis. Okay, we have muscular branches. These are from nerves. Posterior scrotal. Wherever scrotal word comes in case of females, we have to use labial vessels and nerves. Labial, labia majora, labia minora. Okay, scrotal, nerves and arteries. Okay, then duct of bulbourethral gland. This I didn't tell you yet. Okay, this 10 muscles meeting point. What is the name of that meeting point?
Perineal body.
Perineal body. Okay, so these are the structures. You just try to practice this diagram. Perineal membrane attachments you can write from this picture. Structures piercing you can write from this picture. Okay, so this perineal membrane, let us see the attachments. On either side it is attached to this ischiopubic ramus. Okay, then in front it is thickened to form this ligament, like where arrow is put, that is the transverse perineal ligament. Behind it is here where I kept the arrow, it is fixed to the perineal body, where actually it is splitting to enclose the superficial and deep transversus perineum. Okay, it actually, this perineal membrane splits to enclose. That means below the perineal membrane, we will have superficial transversus perineum. Above the perineal membrane, we will have deep transversus perineum. That means perineal membrane is serving as a line of partition. Okay. Above, you have deep transversus perineum muscle. Below, you have superficial transversus perineum muscle. In between, the name of the membrane, partition membrane is perineal membrane. Okay. So these are the attachments. Now, structures piercing the perineal membrane, practice from this picture, and this is the list what is given. Posterior scrotal, labial vessels and nerves we will find at the base. In the middle, artery of penis in males, artery of clitoris in females. Okay, so it is attached along the margin near the apex. You will see this artery, that is the dorsal artery of penis in males, and you will see dorsal artery of clitoris in case of females, like this. Whatever vessels are shown here, these are the structures which are piercing the perineal membrane. Okay. So the structures piercing the perineal membrane, you are also finding urethra is seen in both the sexes, that is in males and females. And in male, you will also see there is one gland called as bulbourethral gland. Bulb of penis also will be seen in this plane on either side of urethra. In females, two openings, one is vagina and the other is urethra. Okay. So deep perineal pouch we will do tomorrow better. It becomes, for you to understand and take, it is actually very long, lengthy lecture. I'll share my PowerPoint, try to read. Okay. Read and I'll ask you questions also.